Hello buddy and welcome back for a new video. This right here is the 180 stacker and oh my are these cannon good. You guys have made so many comments saying this is the best cannon you have ever seen on my channel. I want to thank you guys so much for those feedback. It is really nice to see that. But let's go ahead and go straight into the what's this here is the 180 fusion, and let's go ahead and press the button. As you see, I have my alt loading in the sand, or else it wouldn't work, which is a little bit weird. But as you can see, it works perfectly. The scatter is somehow decent. It is not really what we are used to, but it is a decent big scatter. So you should be able to see a kind of big hole in the base. Now, the cannon itself have changed a little bit. Of course, the sound compression hammer and the scatter have changed. It changes in every single one of these. But as you see, we can easily go through all of these chunks of walls here. This will go 20 chunks without changing any ticks. So whenever you cannon with this cannon, you don't need to change anything whatsoever. And sometimes on Saico, it might fuck up. It's not the cannon itself, it's just simply Saico. So sometimes it does actually fuck up. So be aware of that. It is Saico in general here on the cannon server where it might fuck up. But as you see, it's working perfectly, and we can go 20 chunks if we really wanted to with this cannon here. I'm not going to go ahead and cannon through all of these walls here to get to 20 chunks, but I can promise you this cannon here will work all the way up to 20 chunks. But let's go ahead and remove a few of these right here, and then you'll see if we can go for at least 15 or so. That should be around, let's go ahead and say that's going to be around here. Yes, around here. Perfect. Let's go ahead and get rid of the trench actually, so we know that it stacks all the way down there. That's always good to know. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Oh, there we go. Alright, perfect. Let me go ahead and make it a little bit more friendly for you guys so we can see it properly. So the cannon itself has reached 180 stacker, and I am going up to 255 if anyone is asking. So you be aware of that. So 255 is of course a fusion as well, and it does have a decent scatter, but right now we'll talk about the 180. So let's go ahead and see if we can shoot far with this cannon. And as you see, it doesn't fuck up. If my alt is there, it doesn't fuck up, which is a little bit weird. But let's go ahead and make sure we can shoot 20 chunks with this cannon here. And I don't know if it's a good idea when I left it like this, but we'll see. Oh, the sand came in. I saw it, so we should be able to see the cannon. There we go. Okay, it's gone, as you can see right here. And the scatter is still decent, and I'm pretty sure this is around, let me actually check. I'm not really sure how far this actually is. 320 blocks is 20 chunks, and of course that is not with the base. The base might be a little bit more, there might be a 5-chunk base, but 231, so that's actually 20 chunks, and we can go further than 20 chunks, so that's pretty good. Now the cannon itself can shoot less and less times without reloading the sand, so be aware of that. It's because when we go up in heights, of course, it's not going to be the same. But in general, the cannon works perfectly. There's no mistakes with this cannon whatsoever. It's the perfect cannon to so and say. But let's go ahead and go around the cannon now. So this right over here, this right over here is the scatter. This cannon here has 2 scatters. We're going to come into that in a second. If you want to disable the scatter right here, you have this redstone line right here. You can even do it right here. You can even do it right there. It doesn't really matter. I'm pretty sure I don't need to explain further on how you disable this. But this scatter here and this scatter here is 2 different. This right here is if you meet obsidian. Obsidian cannot get 1 shot if it's more than 3 hits. If it's 5 hits or something like that, then you need to use the alternative scatter. So go ahead and disable this one, and go ahead and put glowstone on that and redstone like that. Now, if this doesn't work for some reason, the scatter doesn't work, remember that you need to disable the main scatter. That is very important, so make sure you do that. Other than that, then we have our slab bus over here. The slab bus itself is wired up to the hammer. You can change that if you really want to reverse or something like that. You can either do it like this, that is, you could fire down a hybrid shot, or you can do it like this and then put a lot of ticks in the hammer, then it will go up. So there's lots of things you can do with this cannon. I'm going to do a video about it that's going to concern all of this. But in general, the cannon here is really, really good. And we have, let me check how much power we have here. Oh, okay, yeah, that was a little bit weird. We have 156 on each side, and of course the TNT realigner right here. We have that as well. It doesn't really matter if it's there or here. It doesn't really matter as long as it's not over there, so it gets shut back. Then it doesn't really matter. So this TNT here will realign everything, so we'll get out. It's 1x1 hole, and of course if you use trapdoor, use a trapdoor right here. You can reverse. If you use a trapdoor right here, you can reverse. That's an alternative way to reverse. You don't really need to use it this way, but then you need to get rid of this, and then it will work. But I'm not gonna go ahead and use trapdoors. I have other ways, as I showed you in the 140 stack, I'm pretty sure. But in general, the cannon is ready. Tested it. It's ready for what you guys have for it. I'm going to go ahead and do about watering it. I saw a little bit comment about that on how do you water this cannon. Well, that is very simple. You do it up here. By the way, this wall right here, you don't need this wall unless you're shooting east and west. So you can actually take that off as well, so it looks a little bit cooler. But let's go ahead and water this right here. Very simple, very simple to water this. This right here cannot blow up. This sand compression cannot blow up. If it blows up, there's something wrong with the server, because there's ladders here, there's ladders here, there's ladders there, there's ladders here. There's no way TNT can get in contact with any what is called sand. Now the sand compression is done. Now remember, there is a sponge under here, or you can add it anywhere else. Doesn't really matter where. But just be aware that if you do it, then the TNT variant might not get watered. So remember to put it farther back. I haven't made one because you don't really need one if you water it properly. But the first thing I'm going to do, I'm not going to put a source right here, because then you will not be able to put a cobweb right here. And that cobweb mainly makes sure that everyone that is outside the cannon box cannot get in. If you put a cobweb right there and you do something like that, there's no way you can enter pearl in. And if you water it, like, okay, that didn't work. And if you water it like this, oh shit. If you water it like that, then there's no way you can crack in. There's no way. No way. But let's go ahead and actually, that was pretty scary. Go ahead and do that and enable that again. And of course, get our beautiful little thing up here. Perfect. Oh, we can do one more out. Maybe not. Maybe not. Let's move this. There we go. Alright, so sand compression itself is, let me check how long it is. Pretty sure it's 11 long. Alright, it's 11 long, so you get a decent amount of sand out of it. So that's pretty good. Now, if you want to water the inside here, I'm not going to put a source here. You're just going to do the roof right here. Just smash it in right here. There we go. And up here where the power is as well. Very easy, and of course one source each of these there. Now make sure that the TNT realigner here is water. It's going to water itself, the water's going to run into it, but if you have a sponge, it's not going to do that, so make sure that it's watered. Now we want to do the slap bust right here, easy. Now we want to do the hammer down right here, there we go. And again, you don't need a sponge, but make sure that you water everything right here. But again, you don't need a sponge over here. You don't need it. As you can see, we have the ladder and everything that's going to stop it. Unless the sand fucks up or you run out of TNT, there's going to be sand in here stacking up, then it will flow out. But other than that, then it should be just like this. So that is basically how you water this 180 stack of fusion. I hope you guys enjoyed this video here, and if you do, remember to like this video here. Comment down below if you have no problems with this camera whatsoever. And as always guys, remember to subscribe to my channel. My name is Dexter, and I'm out.